What's up, droners, and welcome to this week's edition of Droner News. First off, big shout out to Kelly from Ready Set Drone. We are doing a live stream again because the brother got his hands on a DJI Spark, and I didn't get one, so I got questions. I'm sure y'all got questions. So it's going to be happening at 3 p.m. PST. It's going to be on Ready Set Drone's YouTube channel, so tune in. Please check it out because, it's going to be fly? Yeah, we'll go with that. It's going to be fly. All right, coming in number one. If you recall, we could take it back to a different time. When we talked about Laguna Beach changing their drone laws, when they were going to just destroy everything and say drones weren't allowed to fly, and they actually took the time to listen to some drone pilots, some professional drone pilots, shout out to them, and they actually take the time to actually listen to these guys and created some laws. Now, these laws are kind of harsh for a hobbyist pilot. You really can't fly anywhere, like over public property or city parks or public beaches, but you can fly over the ocean. That is allowed, but as you can still get permits from the city to be able to fly in all those places. So as a commercial pilot, Laguna Beach is still absolutely flyable. They're still tweaking the laws, but they're still talking about if it's legal to take down a drone if it's like within 20 feet of you, in the sense of like shoot it down or hit it with something, which I guess is a legit discussion. And the law goes into effect in the middle of July, July 13th, and the fees, if you violate anything, range from $100, $200 to $500, depending on which violation you get, in the sense of like, oh, the first time is $100, second time $200, third time $500. So I'm really going to keep my eyes on this in a lot of other places because the way that people are doing drone laws and drone permitting is going to affect all of us. So stay tuned. Like, oh, the first time is coming number two, 500. Heavy lifting delivery drones. JD.com, which is a major retailer in China, because China does drone stuff. If you didn't know, DJI is a China-based company. Announced that they're doing delivery drones that can do deliveries up to 2,000 pounds. That's a really big deal and a big game changer because we're talking about really heavy things flying over people's heads. A lot of liability there, but China has a lot more lax laws when it comes to drones, which means it's much more welcoming for drone delivery companies, unlike the United States or maybe Canada. So right now, they are testing these large drones in a 200-mile area of the Shaanxi province. And pretty much looking to maintain, they'll have to check a network of drones based in the pepper throughout the province where they can recharge or load it. So pretty much they're going to have like a whole area. It's almost like the way that Walmart works or any other kind of major place that uses warehouses is going to work. It's kind of similar to that. They'll just have different areas that have bases that can recharge the drones, or you need to pick up from here, drop off from there, and then go back over here to pick something else up. It's just a way to make it so that these drones are in the most efficient places possible. JD already actually is doing drone deliveries in China, and it's like they started doing things like they have a system set up for like the last mile deliveries with light things, and it's working really, really well. And they just want to scale it up, and it's actually so lax, the laws and so lax in China, it's actually the opposite, where China is actually, the Shaanxi government has actually agreed to help pay some of the $150 million in development to be able to make it so that these 2,000 pounds carrying delivery drones can deliver stuff. So yeah, man, they're really helping them out, and this could change the way that drones are delivering things everywhere, so stay tuned. Coming in next, we have NASA actually working on developing ways that drones can crash land better. Patricia and Lou Glab, a married couple who are also researchers at NASA, are developing software technology that allows drones to control their descent to areas that are predetermined as good places to crash. Now, this technology, this idea is not new. Like, airplanes already have incredibly large areas all over the country that are designated crash areas. Like, yo, this is a good place to crash. See that farmer's field? Yeah, we don't know who it is, but it's a field. It's not going to hurt anybody. Crash there. We can pay for everything later. So most companies make drones that they do everything they can to make sure that they won't crash, or just don't even deal with the eventuality that anything goes up must come down. We all know that. Things are going to crash. And how they crash, that's something that most manufacturers don't think about. So now NASA's really starting to think about it. They're copying the way the airlines are doing it, because airlines have the pre-designated areas to crash in. And yeah, so they've actually already run 8 successful test flights of the software, and they plan to continue to test it before the summer, before licensing the drone tech to drone companies. I'm really curious to how that'll work, like on a Phantom, or like I get it how that'll work on a fixed wing drone, but on a rotor-based drone, a multi-rotor drone, like, I don't know. Like, unless it's like a quadcopter, I don't imagine it. Because like if one blade goes out on a quadcopter, I don't know if a quadcopter can even control how it falls at all. But like maybe a hexacopter or octocopter, where one goes out and it's like, okay, I can still fly, but now I need to land somewhere safely. And we're supposed to be within visual line of sight. So maybe this is good for like drone delivery stuff, or I don't know. We'll see. But I'm interested to learn more about how we can keep things safe and not crash into things we're not supposed to. All right, coming up next, shout out to one of the most unknown games in America. It's called Cricket. I've played cricket before. Tony's played cricket before, he just told me. He's the camera guy. And yeah, shout out to everybody who knows and plays cricket. I still don't completely understand the game because I am definitely based in America. But yeah, cricket's actually having their, it's one of the oldest sports, and the International Cricket Council has taken measures throughout the years to keep up to date with technology because they want to stay relevant. And they teamed up with Intel for the 2017 Champions Trophy Series, because Intel is teaming up with every sports thing ever these days, to bring drones there. And the idea is to use the drones to give out the analysts and commentators more information to talk about, because there's not that much to talk about. Cricket games can last forever, literally days sometimes. So they're going to use the Falcon 8 drones to analyze the conditions of the field, because they're like, oh man, the grass got slightly warmer when the sun came out. Grass health, wow, literally grass health. Okay, that's really funny. And the topology of the field, they'll also be using infrared sensors that will be able to analyze how players are swinging the bat and how that affects the shot and where the ball goes. So pretty much the same things we could do with cameras on the ground. But I mean, I'm a huge fan that Intel's bringing their VR experience with them too. So the people who are there are going to be able to experience probably VR for the first time. If you've never experienced VR for the first time, I recommend it. It is definitely something that will intrigue your imagination and what it can do. Yeah, in the VR, they're actually going to put them up on the mound against the bowler, which is the cricket version of a pitcher, and try their hand at batting. So I would be 100% about that. Yeah, and it's going to be happening all the way until June 6th. So if you want to check out the coverage, you can see the drone. You can check it out and see the drone coverage of the game. So check it out. Cricket going down. All right, coming in last but not least is drones helping people, even if they're down under. In Australia, the Civil Aviation Authority has certified a group of indigenous rangers from the Yuku Baha Mukili tribe to pilot drones and map the barrier reef around the tribal lands. This is a big deal because mapping the barrier reef, as everyone knows, the barrier reef is dying, and we're doing things to save it, I hope. Supposedly we're doing things to save it, and this is one of the things is to monitor how it's doing it. But typically to monitor it's very expensive because a helicopter is up to $1,000 to $2,000 an hour to be able to have it fly and do the stuff that drones can do for much cheaper. So allowing these guys to do that is a big deal. The drones will be able to monitor the migration patterns of several species of endangered sea turtles, because there's a lot of those, and pass through the area of Rain Island, one of the largest nesting areas for turtles in the world. So yeah, they're a huge help for small organizations like this, and Australia's being awesome by giving them permission to do it, even though I think they already had permission because they're a tribe and have sovereignty. But I don't know how tribe rules work in Australia. Do you guys know how tribe rules work in Australia? Either way, barrier reef being helped by drones. I love that kind of stuff. Check it out. Droners, thank you for checking out this edition of Droner News, and make sure you check out the live stream we're doing on Sunday at 3 p.m. PST with Ready Set Drones Kelly on Ready Set Drones channel, and you want to make sure you're there because you'll be able to ask us questions live, and I'll be answering your questions live. You don't want to have to wait until we are actually posting the recording onto our YouTube. Of course, you should watch that too, but you should definitely tune in 3 p.m. PST, and check out this video over here because this is more Droner News videos, or check out this video up here because this is the video that's the coolest opening video to any drone video thing ever. So as always, make sure you subscribe, and that allows us to do what we're doing, and make sure you stay fly.